Hello, my spooky friends, and welcome back to Where Midnight Looms. I'm gonna need to work on my introduction. My name is Lisa, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how I created this spooky, haunted mirror that hangs above my Halloween mantle. It was pretty easy, really. I mean, there's a lot of sanding involved, so you had to put in quite a bit of elbow grease. But really, this didn't take me very long to do, and it's really, I think the effect of it is great. All I really needed was a mirror, of course. I used a handheld sander and some medium grit sandpaper. Your spooky image that's going to go behind it. I also used some of that fabric mesh stuff that you get at the dollar store. And of course you need some wire to hang it. And I also used a little bit of Bristol board and some spray adhesive for the back. But other than that, that's really all there was to it. Of course, finding your mirror is going to be the most important part. My neighbor had thrown out a table, a Bombay table that looked exactly like this one. It was pretty badly beaten up, but I decided that I was going to take it because I knew the mirror would be perfect for what I wanted to do. So the first thing that I have to do, of course, is separate the mirror from the frame, and I need to sand this down so that I get sort of the first layer of the stain off. We're going to remove the back of the mirror, obviously, so we can get the mirror out of there. And here's the handheld sander that I used. And once I got the mirror out, I gave it a quick sand around to get the varnish and the lacquer off the mirror. So here's the mirror out of the frame, and I had started to sand it just to make sure that whatever that backing was actually going to be sanded off. So I wasn't prepared for those two big giant strips of adhesive that they use to glue the mirror in. But as you can see, after some real diligence, I was able to get all of it sanded off. Now, I didn't want to just sand around in a big giant oval. I wanted to create the illusion, of course, that the mirror is haunted. So I tried to just go around so I had like these jagged edges from the sanding. So it sort of looked like this, this ghostly mirage. Now, remember to save the back from your mirror because you're going to need it. Now, originally I'd gotten this from the dollar store, and I thought she was going to be the image that I was going to use. And I did stick her in behind the mirror once I got going. It's kind of hard to film it, of course, when there's a mirror involved. But I kept sort of putting her face in behind there. And you can see her, she just pokes through. And it already looks super creepy and haunted and amazing. And I was really happy with it. So it was just a matter of sanding and sanding until I got the look that I wanted. So here's the frame. I've got it sanded down. Again, you don't have to take all the paint or the stain off. You really just want to get that first coat of the liquor, Freudian slip, so that you want that varnish off so that when you spray paint it, the spray paint goes on smooth. So like I said, I just used what I had. I sprayed it with black first, and then I just lightly went over it with some grays, a little bit of beige, and I think it turned out great. So here's the spooky lady face, our haunted spirit. I found her online, and then what I did was I found a skull, and in Photoshop, I put the skull over her face so that it fit the shape of her face, and then I played with the opacity of the skull. And you can see here I moved it up and down. And what I really liked was the darkness over her nose and the teeth, how the teeth looked over her lips. So there she is without it. And then I put it back, and that looks perfect. So I just printed it off on a regular piece of cardstock. And then what I did was I glued it onto some Bristol board that I got from the dollar store. And the one thing that I did want to mention, if I was going to do this again, what I would do is I would round out the corners. Here it's obviously very much just an 8 by 10 rectangle. But if I was going to do this again, I would take some ripped cardboard and go around and sort of soften those edges a little bit and not just make it look like the rectangle that it is, because that was the one thing that I would change that bothered me a little bit. When it's in behind the mirror, you can sort of see that it is a rectangle. But, you know, it's not, that's just a personal preference. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is something to keep in mind. So then I just taped it onto the back of the mirror, and I just used everyday regular Scotch tape. Then, because I wanted this mesh to go in behind it, I got out the spray adhesive. Now, you should never, never, never use spray adhesive inside because it's super, super, super sticky. And it's good that it's sticky, but it goes all over the place. Now, of course, I was impatient, so I did. I sprayed the back of the mirror all over with the spray adhesive, and then I put this mesh from the dollar store down on it. And I patted it down because I want that look of the mesh to also come through the back of the mirror when I backlight it over the mantle. So here's the back again. You can see that I've cut a big hole around it. I needed to screw the back over the mirror, of course, to hold the mirror in place. But I needed the hole, again, so that when I put the lights in behind it, the light is going to shine through. I think she looks amazing. So there it is, pretty much finished. I just think she's fantastic. So here she is again, and I'm trying to sort of give you a closer look at sort of this the rough speckled look of from the sanding down of the mirror. It's kind of hard with the me in the background there in the camera, but you do get a good sense of just how creepy the whole thing looks. And I just use little Twinkie twinkle fairy lights in behind it, and it lights it up just enough to make it look just that little bit of spooky and creepy. Now, I wanted to mention at the back, depending on what kind of mirror that you're using, this mirror had these little pins at the side. So when it was attached to the desk, you could adjust the mirror, right? And this was the only way that I could keep the mirror in place. But the problem was, of course, yes, it's going to go back and forth. So what I ended up doing was I just put a teeny tiny little L bracket at the top, and that held it in place. The only hard part was finding screws short enough. And then I've just got some eye hooks here, or some eye screws that I put in, and then I had this picture wire, and that's about it. That's how I strung it up. And you can just see there, like this has been on here for like 3 years, and that spray adhesive has held that mesh stuff in place really nicely. So there you have it, everybody. That is the spooky mirror. I hope that you found that helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please give it a little thumbs up. And stay tuned for more spooky decorations and fun Halloween ideas from me. I'm going to be taking a lot of videos and showing you my haunted mantle. This is from 2023, so yeah, there's some updates to do. But anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Stay spooky, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!